was my sophomore year, okay? And I went with my friend Jason and my friend Mike. The same Mike who I talked before gave me the skull staff. And Jason is the guy I had my radio show with freshman year.
Yeah.
Right? And we were, like, obsessed with G.G. Allen. Right? Like, we were, like, so obsessed with him. And we're also, like, we're all huge wrestling fans. Yeah. Me being the biggest of the group. But, like, you know, so in Northern Liberties, which is now, like, hipster capital, back then in 1996, it was an abandoned crack hole. Like, it was just a place you would go to, like, smoke crack or die. Like, there was nothing there. And at the rec center, we found out somehow about a show that was punk bands and like wrestling at the time. There was ECW, was big, huge in Philly. And it was like super ultra violent hardcore wrestling where like dudes would like burn each other and like cut each other with barbed wire and stuff like that. It was like my favorite thing ever. So it was in between bands. There was going to be like hardcore wrestling. So we're like, perfect, let's go. So we went down to this thing, and I mean, like, it was in, like, it was terrifying neighborhood. It was a terrifying neighborhood, and we took the subway down. Oh, so we had to, like, walk, like, all around there and everything. You just see people smoking crack and God knows what in abandoned houses, and we get there, and it's just, like, the diciest human beings. It is, like, it's, like, gutter punks, like skinheads, like, hardcore kids from, like, Kensington, like, just, like, the hardest friggin' dudes. Yeah. Bikers. Yeah. Like, it was just, and, like, us, and, like, a couple nerds from LaSalle. Like, it was, like, I mean, it was crazy, this crowd. And the first band that played was this band called Snail Trail, who were, like, this, quote-unquote, legendary hardcore band from Philly. And they were terrible. And the rumor about them was that they were from, like, Kensington or Fishtown or something like that, and they were a bunch of, like, criminals. And they robbed a band of instruments, right? Like, they held up a band and took their instruments.
Oh, my God.
And they were going to pawn them off, but they realized if they pawned them off, they get caught. So they just decided to form a band with instruments they stole. I think that's an urban legend, but I love that story.
That's a good story.
It's a great. So they played, and so it was in like the rec center in Northern Liberties. So it's like a middle school gym with like basketball hoop. So think of like how high is the ceiling in that place? Like 12 feet. And there's a stage. They're on top of this stage. Right. They start in the middle of their set, setting off Roman candles. And they bounce off the ceiling and are burning people, like, straight up getting people's hair. People, they have to like pat out their clothing from like it being set on fire. That was how it opened. It was just insanity. And then, like, the wrestling, there was, like, just people, like, shoving thumbtacks in each other's faces.
So, wait, the wrestling was on the same bill?
Yeah, there was a wrestling ring in the middle of
I thought they actually had a designated
I thought there was, like, next door a wrestling match.
In the middle of the same venue was a wrestling... Okay. There was a wrestling ring in the middle of the gym. And then there was, like, 50 feet, like, 30 feet probably. And then the stage where the bands play. Gotcha. So it would be a band, wrestling, wrestling, right? And then the Murder Junkies played. Mm-hmm. G.G. Allen had long since passed, but it's still the Murder Junkies.
It's the most notorious violent
punk band of all time. Crazy band.
The guy who allegedly raped a woman on stage.
Yeah. The night he died, he drove a pickup truck into the venue of the gas station in New York. And actually, we got some... I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was. But we got some punk band to play here. And one of the guys in the band was with G.G. Allen the night G.G. Allen died, and was telling us the stories about him, telling us like all these G.G. Allen stories. Me and Mike and Jason, like, and we were like, oh my, like, and they were I can't remember what they were, but they were. Just come up in your mind, like, play G.G. Allen Mad Libs about what it would be like hanging out with him, and it's exactly that, just like smearing feces and things like that, chaining girls and just insanity. So while the Murder Junkies are playing. There's do you know the rules of a wrestling battle royal? Like, everyone's in the ring at once, and then when you get thrown over the top rope, you're eliminated. Yeah. So there's a battle royal going on while the Murder Junkies are playing. So there's all these wrestlers fake fighting, like spandex, mullets, like blown out hair and stuff like that. and then there's like the hardest dudes I've ever seen, and then something happened. I don't remember what started it, but it got started and it was on, and it was chaos. It was a straight up riot of people just jumping each other from behind. It was like you know the movie Roadhouse?
Yeah.
It was like that. It was people just fighting in a fight. There was no, like, it wasn't like an organized fight where someone's like, I gotta get you. It was like, I gotta get that guy.
Someone was free, you just hit him.
Someone was free, and people were swinging chains and, like,
Where were people
bottles.
getting these weapons? You're saying
they brought them in.
Oh my
There's
god.
no, like,
This
metal
is
detector.
Oh
It's a murder junkie show. It's not like an actual venue. People like brought these things in. I can't believe no one got killed.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like, I'm surprised no one got shot at or stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane. Like, there were people bleeding and, like, ripping at each other. So me and my friend, we went to the top bleacher, like Chris said, and we pinned each other against the top bleacher, like that, like pinned each other, and we're like braced against each other.
Yeah.
So no one could get us from behind, because we were worried. We were worried someone was gonna pop us from behind. So.
Well, and you should have been.
Yeah. It could have happened. It could have happened.
Yeah.
So while this is, and there's like 80 people like tearing this place apart. And while there's fake wrestlers fighting, and the fake wrestlers are like bumping into like punks, like crust punks fighting and stuff like that, and then they start like fighting, like it was insanity. And in the middle of it, the PA, the Murder Junkies PA, like got smashed. Of course, you know, like so their instruments were out, and they just start watching this thing, and it was incredible. And then the drummer of the Murder Junkies, Dino, is like this like 80-year-old man with pink hair. He plays naked. So it was pink hair and his pink pubes. And he comes out and he just starts screaming, Gigi Allen! Gigi Allen! And then Merle takes like while this is all going on.
Jesus.
It was the most insane. Like, I mean, I've never been in anything remotely that close to like insanity. And like we were gonna go like we were like, let's get out of here. Like someone's gonna get stabbed here. You know, like it was scary. We wait till the Murder Junkies go off the stage. Of course, we were like, we gotta get out of here. This is nuts. So. And we got to get back to LaSalle. It's like nightfall, so good luck with that. You know, the broad and only the broad and only death march.
Yeah,
so,
really.
I got stories about that.
Yeah. So we were like going out how we came in, and it was like you had to go down some steps, and there was just like body and like I'm like super like being like in a stairwell crush is like my nightmare.
Okay.
Right. So we were like, and like my friend who's like not like crazy like about that stuff like I am was like absolutely not in. We got like so we went out like a fire escape. Like is how we got out of there. Like, we had to, like it was so dangerous. I had to leave by a fire escape.